Hello, hello! Nova here! Got big news about your next job.
Sorry, Nova. Luger's tied up at the moment.
What? Hey, wait a minute!
Just tracked him down. Yep, we'll be right over. Just hang tight.
They want us to hurry?
Pretty much. Luger, you've been such a big help to us. It's only fair you come see our big announcement. No, let's call it a celebration. Well, we cleared one hurdle anyway. Baby steps.
And as the only journalist invited, I'll be coming along to document the whole thing.
We expect big things from you, Snoops. We've booked the bar in Duval, so we better get moving.
Duval? Way over there? I thought I'd be rubbing shoulders with a who's who of Shandu.
I'm not made of moolah. Believe me, I checked out some of the options. My wallet hurts just thinking about it.
Ouch. Alrighty. But you owe me one, okay? Better start saving.
Fair enough. Let's just call this the pre-party. Hey! You started without me!
Well, you never said not to. Right?
Balin was telling me about the time you two went drinking.
What?
What's the story?
Let's just say it involves a sloppy young Alfred and a humiliating confession.
Never happened. Stop making stuff up.
Excuse me, can I get anyone a drink?
An apple juice, please.
Whatever they're having. You? Yeah, that's the spirit, buddy. Ahem. I'll start with the big news. We need to unload all the merchandise we've been planning to sell to you-know-who.
Huh?
You okay with this?
Apparently, it's just how you break into the business world in Olympias.
Exactly right. Going after them now wouldn't accomplish anything at this point. Hate to get a bad reputation by making a big deal out of this and losing.
Huh. Because that would just make things worse.
Fortunately, we're not alone. Balin had our back on this one.
I know some people.
So you taking that job they offered?
Turned him down. I'm business partners with Jurgen now. There's absolutely no way I'm just tossing that away.
Very well said. I mean, you even came to me for help.
Hey, so are you really okay with this?
We talked this over already. It's all good. I'm fine.
I really am glad I got into business with you. Thank you. This was a real learning experience for me. I'm not the world's best businessman. It's pretty clear that I need someone like you around.
Come on. I wouldn't even have known where to start without you.
Listen to that. They're the perfect team.
Yeah.
There's no need to patronize us.
The perfect team, huh? Gotta say, I'm looking forward to the future.
Oh, final question. So, the two of you got into business to build a bridge between the two nations. And do you still think that's possible at this point?
The two countries certainly have radically different values, but that just makes for a challenge worth meeting.
Sometimes there's more important things in business than simple profit. Now that I've finally learned that lesson, I'd like to try my luck at it again.
I think I have the makings of a great story here.
Looks like everyone's all set.
From the top?
Okay, let's do this.
Cheers!
Thanks, pal, for all your help. After a thorough analysis of the two countries, I've come up with a totally scholarly theory of civilizations paper. What do you think? I could make a fortune if I published this, right?
The job postings sure are beneficial. Why, we could put in requests for all the world's finest foods. But then, I guess we'd have to offer a suitable reward for each one.
Celsius.
The ice spirit climb is quite intense here.
Yeah, we thought it might make you feel a little more at home.
It is quite pleasant.
We're ready to show you those places you remember. Any preference for the order?
Under their current names, the areas are the Kajara Sea Falls, Fenmont, and Fort Gondala.
I'll leave it to you. But just make sure Fort Gondala is last.
Oh, why's that?
You asked if I had a preference, and I answered.
Fort Gondala is a military installation. We should probably ask Rowan to get us permission to visit.
Good idea. I'll give him a call.
In the meantime, let's start by visiting the other two.
Take me to Kijara Sea Falls, or this Fenmont of yours.
Doesn't look like they're here to shake hands.
Use your sword! Here! Now! One collapse!
Keep it up!
Keep it up!
Here! Now! Well done. You're quite skilled.
Thank you.
This is just as I remember it. Cool and relaxing.
So it's always been like this?
They say that couples who stand at the top of the falls develop an intense bond for each other. Daredevil lovebirds used to scramble up there all the time. One man in particular was persistent in inviting me as well. Yes. Of course, as I am a spirit, I did not accept, but he refused to give up. Turning him down was a chore.
I see. It must be an important human custom.
Actually, I've never heard about it.
Then perhaps it's fallen out of practice.
Shall we give it a go?
Yes, why not? And you needn't worry about slipping. Undine will make sure your fall isn't fatal.
Not fatal?
My nostalgia is satisfied. You may do as you please.
All right. Then we'll be back in a jiff, okay?
Are those two always like that? Interesting. It feels like only yesterday that he and I talked here. Has it really been 500 years?
went all the way to the edge.
Maxwell, I didn't think you'd actually go through with it.
The view was worth the trip alone. And you should have seen Jude.
Mila, I told you to pretend that never happened.
That's right. I quite enjoyed it, to be honest. But if you found it upsetting, I shall suppress the memory.
Well, in that case, you don't have to forget it, but just keep it between us, okay?
Very well. It shall be our secret.
Well, that was certainly fun. On to the next stop. Achoo!
What's wrong? Have you caught a cold?
No, I'm fine. It's just a normal physiological response.
But you were splashed with a significant amount of water back there. I knew I should have...
Mila, it's fine. Honestly, I'm good. I can't tell you that.
Luger's reaction is just so amusing. It's because of the way you're talking, Jude. You're making it sound like we did something scandalous.
Huh? No, it's not that. We didn't do that.
The harder you try to keep it a secret, the more people will wonder. It's basic human nature.
I understand that, but still.
I know. I'll keep my promise. Which means I can't tell you. Sorry about that.
What a strange little city they've built here. There wasn't a building in sight last time I was here. Just an endless field, perfect for watching shooting stars.
Wow, that sounds nice.
People used to say that if you wished upon a shooting star before it vanished, your wish would come true. The human who brought me here loved those silly superstitions. He taught me all sorts of them.
No, Jude is slowly melting the ice around Celsius's heart. I'd only get in the way.
Celsius taught me a 500-year-old method for making wishes come true. Want to give it a shot?
A spell for granting wishes? Interesting. That does sound like the sort of thing humans would enjoy.
Let's try it.
Here, you move your hands like this while you make your wish.
Intriguing.
Yeah. Did you ever make a wish with anyone? Back in the day?
I don't recall.
We've made our wishes. Shall we move on?
Just look at this eyesore they built. But this has to be the place. I'd never forget the mana flowing through here.
Why is this place special to you?
Because this is where I met him.
Who?
The first human I ever met. Have you heard of a man named Hao?
That name sounds familiar. Wait, you can't mean Dr. Hao.
Isn't he the head scientist who laid the foundation for spirit arts? If that's the case, his inspiration must have been...
Probably me. We even lived together for a while. He insisted.
We may have just solved one of history's great mysteries.
You could say that.
Dr. Hao's theories spearheaded and eventually led to the fundamental arts of spirit channeling. He laid the entire foundation for the age of spirit arts.
You make it sound like he was some noble historical figure when really he was just a lovesick fool. Always finding an excuse to get close to me, trying everything he could to woo me.
Wait, Dr. Hao hit on you?
Have all of these locations we visited been places you spent with Hao?
Yes, he used to drag me everywhere, always talking passionately about his dreams for the future. The way most humans do with their friends and lovers. But ultimately, humans and spirits are different creatures. Do you truly believe that spirits and humans can coexist peacefully?
I believe it. In fact, I plan to prove it.
We have vowed to do everything we can to accomplish that goal. Right?
Well then, in that case... I think that we should put your vow to the test.
Why must you remain so stubborn?
Fine by me. We can still win.
Be gone! Be gone!
Now! Whirling assault!
We got him! We got him!
Not yet! Moonlight assault! How unfortunate.
You ready?
Sharp curve! We got him!
Shot! I won't move!
Water!
No brakes? We got him!
No fear. Not yet.
Now!
No brakes?
Ice Ray!
Not yet.
Ice Raid!
Energy shot!
Elemental shot!
I won't let you
Now! Come! And gather! Combine! Take shape! And be my blade! Elemental mastery!
So this is the depth of your power.
Onward!
Be gone! Be gone! This is proof of our vow.
I hope you can finally understand.
I'm
Getting stronger!
Man, I feel good.
It's still standing. Mila!
I think not.
Look out! Mila! Are you okay?
Jude, why would you do this?
I just can't stand seeing you hurt. I wouldn't do this for just anyone, you know? Don't you see that?
Jude, you idiot.
Just look at them. Let me tell you, that idiot right there is every bit the fool Hal was. Jude, Maxwell, you might be able to accomplish our vision. You have what it takes to go and finally create the world that Hal and I always dreamed of.
No problems on my end. But Jude...
That is in a lot of pain, but I'm okay. I'll live. Celsius.
We never got to talk with her about anything besides her memories.
It doesn't matter. Celsius and Dr. Howe have given me the lead I needed. This might be the key to resuming my spyrite research. Balin, it's Jude. I may have found a way to complete the spyrite project.
What? Seriously?
Yeah. It'll take a while to explain, though.
First things first, Jude. You need to get your wounds treated before telling any long stories.
Okay. Maybe we can borrow Drissel's manor in Sherrilton.
Such foolishness. This really makes me question your priorities, Jude.
Huh? Are you mad at me?
Hold still. I can't treat your wounds if you keep squirming.
I told you, I'm fine. I already gave myself first aid.
Now.
Let's hear your breakthrough for the Spyrite project. Oh, maybe this isn't a good time.
Balin, thanks for coming.
Wild wyverns couldn't have kept me away. Now, what's this revelation of yours?
Well, spyrites are essentially just spirits, right? Even once they become spyrites, they still have their own minds. So instead of trying to control them, we should be asking for their cooperation.
Asking for their cooperation? How exactly?
That's the thing. It's the same way Rizemaxians do it every day. Sometimes you get so close to something that you don't even see it. It's spirit arts.
Ah, yes. The process in which spirits perform arts for humans in exchange for our mana. It presumably requires some form of communication to form a contract.
So, spirit arts are actually a conversation of sorts.
Dr. Howe was originally trying to communicate with spirits when he invented spirit arts. It must be that the arts contain within them a message that's sent to the spirit.
You're right. We picked up on some incomprehensible system of signals when we were analyzing the spirit arts process. If it turns out to be an encrypted spirit language, it just might be what we're looking for.
If we decode it and apply it to spyrites,
we'll even be able to make requests of the great spirits. Can you imagine that? I'll analyze the signals immediately. Leave everything to me.
Hey, impressive work there.
I didn't do anything. It's all thanks to Celsius.
You inherited the possibilities that Howe once envisioned, and that will be the key in leading us to a brighter future. You humans really are something.
Thank you for everything. I will make sure that your dream comes true.